Hey church, this is Vince Miller. Thank you so much for joining me for another devotional. Today we begin John chapter 17. Exciting. Slowly getting through this book. John chapter 17, verse 1, just one verse. Nonetheless, when Jesus had spoken these words, he lifted up his eyes to heaven and said, Father, the hour has come. Glorify your Son, that the Son may glorify you. Now, fellas, what we're about to read together is one of the greatest prayers ever prayed. Herein, you're going to find all kinds of essential things for us to know about Jesus and about prayer, but we should notice undeniable details about what Jesus is doing right here. Here's detail number one. Jesus prayed out loud, and we know he did because John wrote it down. And I believe there's no better way to pray than when we verbalize our prayers out loud. You know, I think many believers actually just think their prayers, which, by the way, is fine. You can do that. But speaking requires us to pay more attention in our conversation with God. Speak in complete sentences, not just thoughts. And it actually slows our minds. That is the way I always pray. And I pray this way because Jesus prayed this way, always out loud. Detail number two. Praying out loud is discipleship. It is discipleship. You know, when I pray with my wife or my child or a friend, I am demonstrating how to pray by my praying. It is both a discipline and an act of discipleship at the same time. And this is what the disciples learned from Jesus, how to pray by his praying and all the things he cares about as well, which, by the way, was them. So you need to do this together with other people out loud. Why? Because it is a discipline that can be discipleship at the same time. Detail number three, Jesus prayed with his head lifted and his eyes were open. He didn't close his eyes and bow his head like we're always told. He did precisely the opposite of what we were probably trained to do. He opened his eyes and he lifted his head. He looked up to God and spoke unhindered directly to his Father. And today, this is often how I pray. I look directly into the eyes and the soul of the person I'm praying for, and I unashamedly ask the Father for what I need. I would just encourage you to try these three things today. Just try it. Look someone in the eye. Connect, and then pray with and for them out loud. And just pay attention to what God does. It will probably awaken your soul to a new way to converse and to speak to the God of the universe. I love you guys. I am praying for you, and I pray that you'll try this today. I'll see you right back here again tomorrow.